Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes.
That I turned it on literally right at the moment. I said, "What are we talking about?" But you didn't get that. But you just heard Sean go, "Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes." It's in between. We're at in between. We don't have to warn you about cussing anymore because now we just cuss as we will.
It's like going right into it.
Yeah.
We are just going right in.
All right, cool.
No pre-planning. Let's go.
What do we want to talk about? Because
I have not watched that Robert Pattinson Batman suit thing.
You haven't seen it yet?
I don't watch video at work.
Oh, that's true. Well, do you not watch video when you get home?
No.
Oh, okay.
I texted that to you. Wednesday,
I think,
something like that.
I haven't watched
Because
it
I
yet.
freaked out the moment.
Why I don't watch video, and Chris plays all the videos.
He's the AV
So
guy.
Chris has seen it. You haven't.
Maybe
Well, okay,
I've
so
never mentioned like Chris more than you. I'm just teasing.
there,
most people do.
there are a lot of
I
people
don't.
saying, "Hey, it's
Where's
got
Chris,
a Daredevil." A lot of people saying, "Hey, it's got a Daredevil vibe to it." That's just because they shot it with a red filter on it, or red lighting.
I agree with that to an extent. But what I think that I like about it, and without Richard having seen it, is that it has that feeling like I thought with the Netflix Daredevil, that it was made in that world. It didn't just feel like some neat commodity he purchased.
Or a skin suit or something.
Yeah, the Batman stuff from the Nolan films,
really
the
send me to
only thing I
CBR.
ever felt about it was a little too polished, and it never had that feeling like you did it. So, Richard, when and if you watch it, there are a
I'm
couple
gonna
of
watch
videos.
it now, but I mean, you sent me to CBR, man. That's spammy.
You don't need to worry about the audio because
The link you sent was CBR.
Oh, that's just what I got. I didn't
It's
even know.
black. It's all black.
Oh, hang on.
Yeah, it's gonna
Still, I'm 11 seconds in. Something
stop
blurry's
it.
coming
Stop
into
it.
focus.
Quit being a bitch.
He was saying he had to be squeezed into the costume. He's like, it's really weird to have somebody grab your ass to push yourself into the costume.
I bet I've heard that from a number of the actors. I think it was George Clooney that said it wasn't his ass that got grabbed. That he was like, "Oh, okay."
Okay, that's part of a costume. It's the bat symbol. It's a little bit of the mask. That was it?
No,
Oh, wait.
I was about to say,
There are a couple of versions on
There's
YouTube
the
where people have lightened it, and you can see a bit more. Have you seen those?
no, I haven't. I do like you can see like little stitching.
Well,
and
that's
stuff.
really
Yeah.
when they lighten it. You can really see that it's meant to be leather. That he stitched it. The eye cuts are not those humongo where they have to black eye
Yeah.
them. They're literally more like little slits like Batman would have. So it's still
okay.
armor.
It's all right.
I'm sorry, I'm a Matt Reeves lover, and I am
Well, wait till you get. Yeah.
wait.
You know what? Regardless of Matt Reeves, if you just seen that, I don't know, you're like, eh.
Oh, that's pretty exciting.
It's a bad costume.
There's a contingency of people going, oh, they've got his parents' gun, the gun that killed his parents as his Batman symbol. Have you seen that? Like, there's a
No.
contingency of people saying that's the gun that killed his
How
parents.
would he have the gun that killed his parents?
Man.
And why would he put that? That you're looking for too much, and that's a
I am
symbolism
not
that doesn't
living-
make any sense.
I like Batman. Batman is one of my favorite characters.
Yep.
But I don't live for those kind of details.
I don't either.
Honestly,
Like
the way
getting
that looks, it looks like it's going to be a batarang, that he rips it off his chest.
I thought
and
the
throws
same
it.
thing.
Yeah.
I thought that is a way for him to stow a weapon, and I'm cool with it. What I did like about it, I do think that if you're going to make a movie of Batman, I think you can't just have him be in spandex with with no superpowers.
Well, not Robert Pattinson.
Well,
Who
he's
wants to see that?
he's bigger than bigger dude than you think. I know he's got muscular, but at the same time,
It's kind of shiny.
Sparkly.
Sparkly.
Yeah.
but I think that you have to put him in some sort of armor for it to make sense.
Well, yeah. I mean, you want to have bulletproof protection if possible,
Right.
knife protection if possible, and spandex isn't what's going to do that.
Right,
Yeah.
but I did like the fact that as you look at the mask, that you see the stitching in it.
like
You
it's-
can actually see stitches along it, like it's been
Like
put
you
together.
put it together.
It's almost Gotham by Gaslight kind of.
Oh,
you know,
yeah, kind of looking like that.
Multiple commented that it's like Gotham by Gaslight in the way that it's
without the crudity of it, but it's very reminiscent. It
The
brought to
homemade
mind.
looking of it. Yeah.
Right.
The handmade looking of it. Rather than
Well, just to tie it into the ape stuff again, Matt Reeves, really good director. Even his remake of that one Swedish vampire film was really good
Let
too.
the Right One In?
Yes,
Oh, that looks good. I like
Is
that
it
one.
is it as good as the original? No, it doesn't have a little bit of that sense of dread that the first one has, but it's pretty damn good.
All right, so you guys watching Lock and Key?
I haven't watched it yet. I just haven't had time to
yes,
get to
I
it.
finished it.
Okay, so how pissed are you that like it is not
La la
The
la
book.
la 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 la.
Well, no, it's
Oh, no, I'm not going to spoil the
Okay.
show. Let me just say something. I
Okay.
read the book. There's 6
Books,
graphic
yeah.
novels.
Okay.
They're fantastic.
And I assume I can get those at Zeus.
yes,
You can get those at
Okay.
Zeus, by the
Okay.
way. If you've watched the season, you want to read more, you can come to Zeus Comics and pick up Lock and Key.
By the way, on a side note, I get my bonus on Friday, and I'm going to come shop with you because there's some things I want. So I should be down there this weekend.
I will be there.
That's,
Okay, good.
the way you did that sounded like commercials from when we were kids. With you would like to know more? Why don't you go to your local library and find out? Would you like to know more? Why don't you go to local Zeus and get it?
You can. If you watch Lock and Key on Netflix, you really enjoyed it, you can actually go pick up the rest of the graphic novel series and kind of read through the rest of the show. I mean,
Okay.
it's 6 volumes and that's it. My problem with Lock and Key, without spoiling it, is the comic is very violent. There are hatchets to heads.
Yeah.
There are
So they've
scissors
sanitized it?
in eyes.
Well, remember, this
There
is Joe
is
Hill who wrote it.
Stabbing.
Why do I know that name?
That's Stephen King's son.
Oh,
Yeah.
This is a horror comic.
that's why I knew. Okay.
This is a horror comic book. The name of the town is Lovecraft.
Oh,
All right?
That's
the
cool.
show is barely even a PG.
really?
There's
They've
no
sanitized it for
there's
kids.
No, well, that's just it. Like Stranger Things was more violent and more gory than Lock and Key.
See, that was my next question: is are they taking this to be a new Stranger Things, and have they sanitized it? Because
But
Stranger Things
they-
actually has some violence and
Stranger
horror in
Things
it.
is a PG-13,
Right.
PG-13. This is a G. Like it is not. There's no blood.
Could it be that
There's
they're going to
no
escalate into
blood.
that, and they're starting soft? And
I
don't know.
freaking hope so. I hope the feedback, because Joe Hill wrote some of the scripts. Like his name is the writer of the script of the episodes, and I'm like, what happened? How did the show get neutered? It's a great show. The concepts are fantastic.
The visuals are great. Yeah.
What they brought together from the
You've
books
watched
are
it as
great.
well?
It is missing that element of danger that comes from the violence, and I'm just disappointed that I didn't get the comic violence in it.
Well, now I'm more interested in watch it. I'm personally, I had blown off The Crown, just didn't have time to watch it, so I'm trying to push through that. Great show still. It shockingly makes me care
This is like
about
season 5,
3.
3.
That's where they changed it to Olivia Colman.
And oh my God,
Wait, did
Olivia.
the second season change actors as well for the Queen?
No, the first 2 were the same.
Yeah, the
with
first-
Jenna,
When
So
did,
what they're
when
gonna-
did 3 come out?
just recently, probably about
on
3 months
Netflix
ago.
a couple months
I
ago.
think Chris started watching it because I was like, oh, it's a different actor now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that was their plan.
'Cause
Is
she's
that
supposed
every
to be
2
older, yeah.
seasons, as they grow older, they'll cast new people. And Olivia Colman, good lord, that woman is just stupendously good. And it shockingly makes you care about people that kind of disgust me, honestly. That and when
Like,
I
why
see,
do you care about royalty?
yeah, and then whenever I see the episode about Charles, where he stands up for himself. Have you watched this season?
I've caught it tangentially as JJ's watched it, so I know what you're talking about.
It really, I'm shocked by how good that show is. But I've got that. Then I see, of course, my fixation on Narcos that Mexico just
Mexico
came.
one.
Season 2 just came out, which I got to go watch my drug people.
How about Sabrina?
I don't care about Sabrina.
okay, Sabrina.
I never got through season 1. It got to that point where it just felt like, oh my God, this should be, instead of 12 episodes, this should be 3.
Wow.
I just did not like it. And Abby watches it. She likes it, and I kind of know about it through her, but I like all the people in it. I lost interest in it.
All right.
So, to Lock and Key, I did see that and think, okay, I got to add it.
You should watch it.
But a friend's been up my butt also to watch Jack Ryan on Amazon,
On
which
Amazon.
I watched an episode.
Can't watch, what's
it's
his
fine.
name? That's my problem.
John
John
Krasinski.
Krasinski.
Yeah.
Why, you don't like him?
This is weird.
You didn't like him on The Office?
No, doesn't he have like weird conservative politics?
Not at all.
I wouldn't
thought he
think
did.
so.
I thought
no,
he did.
no.
I thought he had weird conservative politics.
Oh no, he's, if anything, exact opposite of that. I'm very positive of that because Abby's also, to bring my kid again, a fanatic of The Office, follows all them on social media. So trust me, I know all about them. Which they have a very cool podcast. Have you heard that, The Office Ladies?
Yeah, I listened to
That's
it. Yeah.
actually really fun
Because they're fans of their own show.
Yeah,
That's what I like.
Jenna and Angela breaking down. They do what we do, one episode at a time.
They do about
pick
the
them,
episode, yeah.
and they
They
just
got
talk about.
notes and they talk about behind the scenes stuff that you want to know
Really?
It's
about.
That's
a
kinda
really
cool.
cool.
They try to get
Yeah.
people. They got Creed and
Yeah, Rainn
everybody
Wilson on there.
to talk about it as well. They-
Oh, okay. So I got another thing that made me think this, because the creator of this show did a small bit on The Office. We recently had The Good Place wrap up. Did you ever
yeah.
watch the end of The Good
Yeah.
Place?
Can we talk about it?
Well, yeah, it's
Yeah,
over.
it's over. If
Oh my gosh, that was an ending. Like,
Yeah.
that is
It was-
probably the best ending
It was
of a
sweet.
show ever, if only because it was able to close off the characters and end the show, stay true to the characters, stay true to the concept of the show. It ended appropriately instead of dragging the show out even longer with the concepts. It was perfect. It was sad as fuck, but
I was crying.
Because you were saying goodbye.
It was perfect.
But I also have to say that the moment with Chidi, what about the mid-season break whenever he had the note that the answer is...
Eleanor is the answer.
Oh, my God. I went in and my wife's like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, that was the sweetest damn moment I think I've ever seen of a show. I often, when I play gigs and stuff like that, I don't like to sing love songs, but there's one that I'll always say to the audience, I hate love songs, but this one is what love is about.
I mean,
and that to me, when I saw him do that, I thought, I hate shows where it's, I love you. Vomit. That's not, we don't act like that. Tell me about the struggle to love someone. And when he did that, I thought, oh my God, it's the truth, the essence of that show. To me, that from that point on, I was a fucking mess for the rest of the episodes. Every time I'm like,
and how they could wrap it up on the second to last episode, and you go, wow, okay, how do we do another episode that's actually double size? But this looks like the perfect ending.
What was really kind of cool about the show is it went and revisited characters throughout the entire season.
I agree.
And I thought that was really unique for a show to go back and say, we're going to highlight all these actors and characters and give them a moment or a tribute to what they need to do while still finding the conclusion for our main cast. Okay, so the first one is Jason decides that he's done.
He's done.
Which, to have him be the first to choose it.
But then he doesn't.
But at the same time, but it's also genius that he's the first one to be aware enough to go,
I'm ready.
That's
I'm
it.
done.
Right.
He played the perfect
Florida
game.
Man goes, I'm done. I've done everything I can.
Do you listen to the podcast about it? Mm-hmm. That they were talking about the game being the perfect game, how they decided what the perfect game was. Every play had to be a winning play, a touchdown, and then every defensive one had to be a sack where they scored.
Some negative factor to it, and then the number they picked that was the totality of it, they had actually taken because of his love of the Panthers.
Yes, there's their character
not
numbers.
The Panthers, the Jaguars.
So their actual player numbers on there.
Yeah, numbers, and they used, it was so internally
how they figured out what the perfect game was.
All the things about that.
But just when he said goodbye for the first time, and then Tahani pops up and she says she's done, I'm like,
what the hell?
Fuck, the show is just going to be a goodbye to every single character one at a time as they realize they've done everything they possibly can. I was like, I'm wrecked. I'm wrecked. What I really found nice was the writers found a creative way to give Tahani an out
without
wasn't repeating.
Every four people are going
that wasn't
into
repeating Jason's goodbye. They found something for her to do that she would continue to enjoy. And there's a point where we start talking about the Baramies, and we realize they've been in heaven for thousands of years.
Basically infinity over and over.
For us, we're watching a double long episode, but when you think about how long those characters are there, you would get bored, right? Would you hit that point? Would you hit that point in Galaxies of Heroes where you've actually maxed all the characters out and you're like, I've
okay, that would be the three of us would walk through the gate at that point when we'd all maxed everything out. We're done.
We're
done.
Bye.
Love you all. Well,
and then Jason basically becoming a monk when sitting there for a couple of lifetimes.
That was a nice
the
moment.
air that's inside my lungs is the same as the air that's outside my body.
Well, I thought so many times they gave the idiot of the show oftentimes the deepest, most philosophical thoughts that when he would say them came off as stupid, but the more they would resonate in your mind, you're like, shit.
And when Jason leaves, I'm getting a little weepy thinking about it.
Go ahead,
he goes, wait for me, Chidi. And so is he stupid and doesn't know that?
He just runs through.
Or is he excited to follow his friend? Or is he excited to just go be part of the universe?
I know. Oh my gosh. So for me, watching Chidi decide that moment through, the focus of the show to me was Eleanor. She was the lead of the show.
Always,
that was the one you have to follow. Eleanor was the one that provided me the most kind of like back and forth comedy, just in terms of who she was, what her
she's
nature
such a fantastic actress.
She was
being able to flip
relatable
that.
for me from the beginning.
I think I'm straight up into Tahani.
Chidi for me was kind of the heart of everything, and so he was the center around for me, all the characters and decisions and all of his decisive stuff and all the philosophy and all that stuff. So his goodbye was probably the one that hurt me the most.
Oh, really?
Just from watching the show, because I felt like this is my heart, and I'm letting him go.
And he was
I'm going to cry now. Oh my
and he was also leaving Eleanor behind, though.
I know, and he was willing to get to that point. Like
where he's okay with it.
Well, and how nice, here it is, your series finale, and the network says, yes, you can actually go to those lovely locations that they actually then choose
to go to Paris and
they choose locations, villages that oddly look like the Good Place when they were there.